Good evening and welcome to tonight's cooking session. As you can see, the steak has already been chopped down and we have already added the seasonings: cayenne pepper, parsley, lemon pepper seasoning, and house seasonings. And the vegetables have been prepared is green peppers, carrots, onion, and mushroom. And as you can see, your rice is being put together so that can go on. This frying pan is getting ready so that the steak can be cooked down. And this grease right here is supposed to be for my french fries because I don't really like to eat rice. I'm not a geechee. I don't care too much for white rice anyway. And as you can see now, the steak is being dropped. So, you have the steak. You have the rice to soon be prepared. You have the vegetables that will be incorporated in the steak after the first draining of the grease process. And once again, remember people, you want to put your vegetables straight in after you take out your steak because you want to keep those flavors, and you do not want to have to add more seasonings because that's more salt, which means not a good sign on the health side. You know, you always want to feed your taste buds to the best of your ability, but you also want to remember you want to stay safe in the health department. Because I see every day more and more of my friends on Facebook having health issues because of poor eating habits. And a lot of people, please, y'all watch these videos, take the risk and try some of this stuff because fast food is not the way. Especially the people out there raising young ladies to become women. You don't want to keep feeding them that fast food, and be careful of the products y'all pick in the meat department because that is why the little young ladies end up developing way before their time the steroids inside these foods. And if you can avoid canned vegetables, avoid them. Get frozen vegetables because the canned vegetables have starches sprayed in the can to keep them fresh, whereas the frozen vegetables is naturally kept fresh through being frozen. And you know, it's just a little small tip and a little small word of advice for people that want things to understand things from a better standpoint. None of us know everything, but all of us know something. So please hold and stay tuned for the continuing process of the food being prepared. That's your steak. That's your vegetables. This is the grease for the french fries. This is the rice, and as you can see, like I told you about the last rice process, the water, you want to make sure you add the right amount of water, and you want to make sure your settings are right because when those holes start forming and they start drying out the water, sucking up the water, you don't want that burn in the bottom. Please hold for the next part. Here you have it. Here you have it. Now the vegetables are being sauteed now, and after that process, of course, as you know, the steak will be placed back into the frying pan because the steak is being drained right now from the greases. And as you see, the rice is boiling. Soon the water will wind up disappearing, and you will start seeing the air holes on the rice. And basically, as y'all can see, the processes of anything we really eat doesn't take a long time. It just takes creativity. It takes not being afraid to step outside of your comfort zone because every person had to learn how to cook before they knew how to cook. So don't look at it as, oh, I'm however age you are and I can't cook. Who said is the age to when you can learn? Who said one thing about life, we're supposed to learn something new every day. Cooking might be your new thing. Go out there and try it. Be a risk taker. Because risk takers are the ones that are successful at the end of the day. The ones who don't take risks, the ones who sit back and play everything safe, they'll forever have limited safe outcome.
Okay, the vegetables.
Now, as you can see, this steak is being incorporated into the sauteed vegetables. And that's basically a complete process now. Only thing that will be made through this, as you can see, the juices that's at the bottom, that is going to be what's going to create the gravy. And some people like to make their gravy with flour. Me personally, I don't like gravy with flour because flour instantly turns into clumps when it's hit moisture. And it means you have to do more whipping to thin it out. Not necessarily thin it out to make it runny, but to thin it out to whatever thickness you like your gravy. Me personally, I say cornstarch is the best avenue because cornstarch is built to turn liquid when it hits the water. Flour is actually clumps up and it turns more so into a paste or a dough because as people know, you can make dough out of flour and water. So it's like gravy out of the same thing that make dough. Nah, I'm cool. I'll go to cornstarch route. And as you can see, the rice is almost done with its process. And in a few, you'll have great eating. So stay tuned for the finalized steps. You'll probably see my plate with french fries and this over it, and the rest of the plates will have rice with the steak and sauteed vegetables over it. And before I go also, one thing about any type of chef, they always tell you presentation, appearance. And as you can see, there's plenty of color and life in our food. And it complements to let you know that there's plenty of flavor. So for all of you out there that actually enjoy what we do, we enjoy doing it for you. So please take note and don't be afraid to step out of those comfort zones, out of those boundaries, and try something new. Now you see the caramelized mushroom on top. As you can see, the green pepper, the onion, the carrot. But remember, people, step outside of that comfort zone. That comfort zone is what's limiting you and everything you do. Okay, you got the cornstarch is about to be added. As you can see, when you do your cornstarch, you want to add a little water to it and start mixing it in a bowl first. So as you pour it, or honestly, you don't even need water. You can just scoop some of the juices from here and put it in there and stir it. Because all you're doing is loosening up the cornstarch. So as you pour it, it can go through a pouring process as liquid and not as powder, which it starts out of. Now, if you ever notice, and one day I just might show y'all, but right now we on some budgeting and I ain't got time to be playing with the food. But I will show y'all the difference between trying to make gravy with cornstarch and making gravy with flour, and you'll see flour is a lot more complicated, even for a great chef. Because at the end of the day, flour naturally is something that's supposed to lock up, not turn into liquid form. And honestly speaking, I love the kitchen life. I love being a narrator for my wife.
Yes, because my voice is messed up still.
I love honestly that social media has brought me and my wife closer together because y'all ask us for this stuff. And it actually brings us closer together because it's like a team thing. And like,
no, and I can't stand him, you guys.
Yeah, right. Ask her why she been married to me for 5 years then. I ain't
the
rich.
Money.
I ain't rich, so it ain't the money. I ain't Jay-Z, so I ain't the money. So
and the sexual benefits.
Excuse me, hashtag delete pineapples. Okay, we back. Pineapples work. Now you have the gravy. It's all the way incorporated, as you can see. And literally, I only paused the video for like 2 seconds. And as you can see, gravy is on and popping. Rice is done. As you can see, those pour holes mean a lot. You can know if the bottom's burnt, honestly, if you look at the pour holes, when you look down in them, you'll see a dark spot if it's burnt. You don't see dark spots. You might see dark shadows, but that's not dark spots. I promise you that. Because I'll dig all through this rice, and I promise you to be white all the way through. You know. See that's pure. Oh, this gave me a flashback of the trap life. That pure white, boy. It's like, no, let me stop, people. I'm just playing around. But here you go. And next, y'all will see everything on the dish. We're about to hit the 10-minute mark, so I'm gonna pause until everything goes on the dish because I don't want the same thing that happened yesterday. Oh, it's over a gigabyte. You can't put it on Facebook. Facebook, honestly, get it together. Come on, man. Oh, limiting these videos. Let us get this full access. We made you people rich. Help us out. Can we get some money? Here is one of the rice dish plates prepared. As you can see, finger looking good. I wish they had taste and smell of vision because I definitely would send the plate straight through the screen. But here y'all have it. And the last plate you will see is the French fries version, which is mine, which is my favorite style. And honestly, my concept for the French fries version is people that didn't understand and people that's not from Philly. Philly cheesesteaks. You have one place in Philly that actually will put the cheesesteak over the French fries. Like just make the steak with however you want it, fried onions, whatever other things you want on it. And they literally make a tray full of fries and they dump it right over it. So I took that concept because that's the way I used to love eating my Philly cheesesteak. I took that concept and said, I don't really like rice. And this is why I came up with this, because I really don't like rice. My wife will tell you I do not like rice. So I always had to come up with ideas to supplement. So I said, okay, mashed potatoes, I love them, but I don't want to eat that all the time. Then I thought about, how the cheesesteak is over the fries. What about if the just regular steak is over the fries with the gravy? And it worked. Voila, we got magic. You'll see it in a second. And there you have it, finishing results, the French fries version. God bless. Thank you for everyone that likes, that shares, that comments, and that watches. Thank you. We appreciate it. And continue for Honest on YouTube. Christina Marie Bullock Cooks, the same as the Facebook page. God bless, and may y'all have a great evening. Good night.